Hello, everybody. Thanks so much for your participation today in class. It was really good to hear and to see all the various points of view. I really thought that the way that you moved through first defining what intersectionality was for you and kind of how that kind of functioned, first is that frame question that we did, and then really taking a step back when Ken our aspect discussant colleague kind of presented kind of history of feminism, right? From the suffragette movement to the equal rights and civil rights movement to kind of gender equality and other concerns that we're kind of historically kind of dealing with. But then kind of he queued up a great point for us to start to think about, well, what is feminism now? Or what is the next state of gender politics or gender isms, right? And what do we do and where is it going? And questions of the Me Too movement and things like that. And of course, all of this was meant to start to prepare us to think about how Zami has been kind of put in this area of intersectionality, which is one of the places or spaces that you will have kind of added to the conversation about Zami. So I think it was really important that we kind of had all that, and then we went into groups, right? And then I thought it was great that we had two viewpoints on how intersectionality functions, and we had to look at the text and think about it. Now I know that most of you were really, really comfortable with Kimberly Crenshaw's perspective. You know, this state of like intersectionality is not just about victimhood, but it's about empathy, and it's about connectivity, and it's about kind of the looking at the marginalization in a different way, right? Of giving it voice or giving it space. And yet you, most in that group one, presented specific parts of the text, including Mia's pointing to the page 207 in the text, where it talks a little bit about, like, you know, it's not just about, in the italicized section, where it's like, it's not just about black women coming together. It's about more than that. It's not just about lesbian people coming together. It's more than that. It's not just, it's more than just that kind of, I guess you'd say, status, and more about like, how are we talking together? How are we using these intersections? And then, of course, on the flip side, we had Ben Shapiro from Prager University, or PragerU, talking about how intersectionality is all about victimhood, and it silences the individual, which we said could possibly happen. Now, we completely did not see his points or agree with him on his viewpoints that I guess you'd say that it's all about attacking the white male, right? Or this or that, or that it's a privilege to do this and things like that. And I know that it's hard to hear those voices sometimes, because we're like, wait a minute, like, why are we hearing two perspectives on intersectionality when, hey, we see this one's probably, we understand it more. But the viewpoint is that you have to go outside your comfort zone. You have to see what others are saying and how they're deploying it. And I know it's hard, but that's what being liberally educated is about. It's about being able to look at how people are deploying various narratives or various cultural constructions, and then taking it and exploring it. Isn't that the coolest thing ever? And frustrating sometimes, but good. And I really appreciate the work that you guys did today, even though it was really hard. And I asked you all to think about, like, who are some voices that you would never want to hear in the classroom? Some of you said no one, which is great. Voices should be welcome in the classroom, right? Just anyone who's rude. I think there's an expectation that if you want to present your viewpoint, regardless of the stance that you take it with consideration and respect for the audience. And I think that's good. The Milo guy, oh yeah, no, he's an interesting sort. I think he, at one point, might have had some valid points and perspectives, but he became kind of over concerned with that kind of rude factor, which I think is important. I'm not sure who that is. I can't read the handwriting. Clinton, and that's a big one. Like George Clinton, like from the Parliamentary Funkadelic, or do you mean Hillary Clinton, or do you mean Bill Clinton? And Trump. Which Trump? There's so many of them. We got to know which ones, right? Being specific is important. Someone who doesn't believe in climate change. Yeah, I have a big problem with that, because whenever anyone's like saying like, oh, you've got to take both sides of the issue, I'm like, 98% of scientists who this is their field say that this is happening, so it's not really the other side of things, right? Mike Pence. He would be hard because he does have very countered beliefs to what we would say the majority that we think on campus. Although I would welcome hearing his voice and hearing his perspectives and actually having a conversation, right? You know, not just like screaming at him, but like hearing like, why do you not want to be alone with women except for your wife? Like, what does that do? Like, why is that happening? I would also want to ask him about like what he thinks about the John Oliver book about Marlon Bundo being a gay bunny, and does that change his viewpoints on if Marlon Bundo is gay, would he not like his bunny rabbit as much as if he wasn't? So I would say that Pence I'd probably have a conversation with. I would have some issues though with some of his policy belief structures and things like that. But those are conversations, right? Just because you listen to somebody doesn't mean you have to believe them, and it's okay to like interrogate your own beliefs and ideologies. So I really appreciate, like I said, the work you've done. So for class on Monday, you're going to be reading Ursula Le Guin's short story, The Ones Who Walk Away from Omelas. Sorry, it's so hard to say that. You'll see. Omelas. And then you're going to be doing a short little reading along on it because I do want to hear it. I really appreciate, we had some great visitors, and thank you so much for participating. We had Eliza, Madison, Allie, Leanne, Rebecca, and Aspen. And it was great to have you guys visiting, and I hope you enjoyed seeing a little bit of our class. So thank you guys once again, and have a great weekend. Stay warm. Talk to you later. Bye.